Here's a question I get asked more than any other. Prashant, how much does it cost to own a villa in Goa? And my honest answer is it depends entirely on what kind of villa you're thinking about. Because Goa's luxury market has four very distinct tiers. And if you walk into the wrong one with the wrong budget, you're either overpaying for something you don't need or you're getting the cheaper version of something you actually wanted. So in this video, I'm going to break down all four categories of what you can get, what you pay, and who each one is actually for. But first, a filter, because I'm not talking about all villas in Goa. I'm only talking about villas by developers who have actually built here before and delivered on their promises. Private pools only, no mega projects, because with 50, 80, 100 units, it's not luxury. Nothing with more than 15 units in a project, and absolutely no apartments pretending to be villas. If it doesn't meet the bar, it doesn't make the cut. And we're not talking about it in this video. It's that simple. All right, let's go. The first tier is gated community villas. Price ranges here will start at about 7 crores and go up to 15 crores. Now, keep in mind, there are cheaper villas available, but those are really small and we're not going to talk about them here. Now, what you're going to get is 3 to 5 bedrooms, a super built up area of roughly 3,000 to up to 8,000 square feet, sitting on a plot size of between 300 to 600 square meters. You get a private pool, of course, and the entire project will have somewhere between 3 to 12 villas, which makes it small enough to feel exclusive, but large enough to share the infrastructure costs, which I'll come to in a bit. Now, here's why this tier exists. Very simply, convenience. You get common security, you get shared maintenance staff, manicured common areas, and you don't have to manage any of it personally. Your villa is locked up for 10 months of the year, and when you arrive in November, everything is functioning. And that's not a small thing because Goa's maintenance reality is harsh. Salty air, humidity, monsoon damage. See, a villa left unattended will break down extremely quickly in Goa. Now, for someone who's buying a holiday home and not planning to be there all year round, a gated community is genuinely the most sensible entry point into this market. You're not paying for space, you're paying for a managed experience. And this tier also gets some of the most holiday rental traffic. Now, that's great if you're the one renting out, but it's not so great if you're the one staying there and your neighbor is renting out because these guests are often extremely loud. But who's it for? A big city executive making their first investment in Goa wants the luxury without the complexity of managing it. This is a huge tick. Now we move on to the second category of independent villas. Step up one level, and that's what you get. The price range on these is very similar, ranges from about 8 to 15 crores, but the character is completely different. You see, you get the same spec, roughly 3 to 5 bedrooms, 3 to 8,000 square feet of super built up area, 300 to 600 square meter plot. But here's the fundamental difference it's just you. It's one villa, one plot, no shared walls, no shared entrances, no common area meetings with neighbors about the maintenance bill, and no neighbors doing holiday rentals with loud guests at 3 a.m. The trade off? It costs a bit more, and you own the problem. See, the pool pump breaks at 2 p.m. on a Saturday in December when you have guests arriving at 4 p.m. That's your call to make and your contact to dial. You need a property manager you trust, a caretaker who shows up, and a maintenance ecosystem built around your home. What you get in return is privacy and a sense of ownership that gated communities simply cannot replicate. Your home doesn't look like the four villas next to it, and the garden is yours to shape. The gate is yours, the mood is yours, the land is yours. This is for the buyer who's done the gated community experience and knows what they want and is ready to own the full thing. So, if gated communities are like the beginner level, look at this as intermediate. Now we get into the large territory. Mansions is a word that we use with specific connotation. These are independent villas on plot sizes of at least 1,000 square meters or more. They will have 4 to 6 bedrooms and a super built up area between 5,000 to 15,000 square feet. Prices here will start at 20 crores and there's really no limit. At this scale, you're almost always getting something with a view. A hillside position, a paddy field, a western horizon. Developers who build at this price point know that the land itself is part of the product. You're not buying square footage, you're buying a specific relationship with the landscape. Now, these homes are architectural statements: double height living, infinity edge pools, staff quarters, multiple lounges, the kind of home where you don't tell guests where to sit because the whole home is designed to be experienced. Now, the buyer here isn't dabbling in Goa real estate. They own a home in Goa, and this is the home. But if for some reason a mansion is not big enough for you, then you ascend into the land of estates. Now, here plot sizes are at least 2,500 square meters and above. The super built up area will start at about 10,000 square feet. Prices will start at about 35 crores, and there's really no upper limit worth mentioning. An estate isn't just a big house, it's land. Real land held by a developer who acquired it right, titled it properly, and built something that cannot be replicated next door or even otherwise, simply because there's nothing like it which is comparable. You're typically looking at structures with guest cottages, staff annexes, multiple entertainment zones, gardens that require their own maintenance stuff, and in some cases, you have pickleball courts and lawns that are big enough for even football. These aren't investment conversations. This is legacy building. If you're asking me about an estate, you already know you want it and you're just deciding on which one is for you. So there you have it. Four different flavors of Goa, four different tiers, completely different ownership experiences. Gated communities which are managed, convenient, and a smart entry point. Independent villas which have privacy, ownership, but you run the show on your own. Mansions, which give you space, scale, a view, and an address that means something. And lastly, estates, land, legacy, and a number with a lot of zeros. Now, if you want to know which of these is right for you specifically, you want to know the locations, the developers, the red flags, drop a comment below or reach out directly. We only work in this segment and we're very selective about what we list. The links are in the description, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time.